Welcome back to Page Turners with Mrs. Kennedy. Has anyone ever told you to be careful what you wish for? It sounds silly, but throughout history, dating back thousands of years, cultures across the globe have passed down through their generations cautionary tales of the price of a wish. Because in the end, all actions have consequences. Today, we are going to explore 3 young adult titles spanning a wide range of genres where teenagers, just like you, are forced to make life or death decisions, as they also choose what consequences they are willing to face to save the lives of the ones they love. So I ask you, dear reader, to question yourself during our journey about what price you would be willing to pay to save the ones you love or have your greatest desires come true, just as our characters must do. Let's begin our journey as we turn the page to our first story. Imagine for a moment that you're given the opportunity to make your biggest dream come true, but someone or something stands in your way. What would you do? Dana Schwartz captures the essence of this question beautifully in her historical fiction novel, Anatomy, a Love Story, as we find ourselves in 1817 Edinburgh, Scotland, entrenched in a Gothic romance where the balance of life and death is so taut that it will make your very blood run cold. Walking amongst graves is not where one would expect to find a 17-year-old noble lady, yet it is indeed where we will inevitably find our tenacious, intelligent heroine, Lady Hazel Sinnett, who is not to be judged by her title. Hazel's passion in life is to become a surgeon, and her opportunity to study medicine arrives when the world-renowned surgeon Dr. Beauchamp hosts a medical course in Edinburgh for men only. Dedicated to her path of self-discovery, Hazel tricks the patriarchal norms as she takes up the name and appearance of a noble gentleman to attend the course. Yet, secrets have a nasty way of being uncovered, and she is kicked out of the class for being a woman. But Dr. Beauchamp is not without a heart, so he offers her a deal. Should Hazel pass the medical examination, then she may enroll at the university to become a surgeon, but that would require access to bodies to study. Luckily for Miss Sinnett, she had previously run into 17-year-old Jack Currer, who happens to be a resurrection man. So Hazel knows exactly who to see to get a dead body. Through the compelling contrast of Jack and Hazel's lives, we see the disconnect between the different social classes during the early 1800s. Jack is simply doing what he must to survive as he spends his nights in graveyards digging up the recently deceased to sell their corpses to medical students who require that sort of material to study, while Hazel studies her anatomy books dutifully by candlelight in the comfort of a manor. Schwartz's plot is outlined stunningly, with twists and turns so shocking that they are sure to keep you guessing and questioning all you thought you knew about the world of Hazel and Jack. Their journey explores timeless themes of uncovering terrifying secrets, sordid realities of the corruption of power, unexplained disappearances, and a heart-stopping descent of falling madly in love. But not all love stories are fairy tales, and alongside Hazel, we must learn that not all monsters hide in the dark. Some exist in plain sight, sometimes right in front of you. Ultimately, Hazel is forced to choose what is most important to her, the one she loves or her dream of being a surgeon, as well as if she is willing to accept the consequences of her final decision. All the while, Jack too must decide if the cost of his own life is worth the price demanded. For a gut-wrenching novel full of romance, mystery, deception, and intrigue, look no further than Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. There seems to be a chill settling in the air. Let's go ahead and turn the page. What? Pink hair? Oh, I know what title we're in. Imagine a world where the intricate yet haunting superstitions of Japanese mythology come to life through horrific curses, deadly monsters, and almighty sorcerers destined to save humanity at any cost. And you have just entered the realm of Gege Akutami's shonen manga, Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1, a world where the line between good and evil is almost non-existent as young teen sorcerers fight to save humanity and discover their own identities along the way. Within Jujutsu Kaisen, you will discover compelling, stark black and white illustrations with bold and narrow lines, which Akutami uses to portray action-packed scenes while artfully infusing them with sarcasm, witty banter, taunts, and honest reflections that form strong, relatable characters in this dark fantasy, action-packed world. The main protagonist, Yuji Itadori, is your average 17-year-old teenage boy, albeit superhuman. who is struggling with the meanings in life and death since the recent loss of his grandfather. Yuji spends his time with his friends in the occult research club at their school, doing, average teenage activities like obtaining and opening a sealed box containing a curse. Don't worry, it's empty now. So, here comes Megumi Fushiguro, a 15-year-old stoic jujutsu sorcerer sent to contain and destroy the curse released by the Occult Research Club. However, Megumi Fushiguro was not prepared to deal with a stubborn, grief-stricken Yuji who is unwilling to lose anyone else he cares about. In one impulsive, highly questionable, and incredibly cringeworthy act, Yuji attempts to save his friends and thus seals his fate. Thanks to Fushiguro's strong sense of honor, he has Yuji, now forever changed, placed under the protection of the most powerful sorcerer, Satoru Gojo, and enrolled at Tokyo Jujutsu High to train as a jujutsu sorcerer. Gojo takes the two boys to meet Nobaro Kugasaki, the third and final member of their first-year class. In typical Kugasaki fashion, she introduces herself as being far superior to her male counterparts. But underneath her sense of bravado lies a fiercely loyal and compassionate jujutsu sorcerer. Gojo quickly puts the newly united group of first years to work fighting curses, and they learn that they are each walking similar, yet personal, paths of self-discovery and existential crisis as teens tasked with saving all of humanity. It is in these battles infused with sly, sarcastic wit, as the characters constantly roast each other, where we realize that Yuji's previous hasty decision to save his friends is far from the last time he will have to decide what consequences he is willing to face to save the world. For, in every action-packed battle they endure, Yuji must choose again and again if he is willing to pay the price of defeating the monster before him to save others by the only way possible, becoming more of a monster himself after each curse he destroys.
Oh no, a curse has been released! Quick, grab Gege Akutami's Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1 manga so we know how to fight them! Quick, turn the page!
Whoa! It's a sea dragon egg! Did you know that the history of sea dragons can be traced back to the discovery of Chinese jade carvings from 4500 BC? Sea dragon legends are interwoven throughout countless cultures across the world dating back millennia, and their stories still evoke intrigue, as we see in Makia Lushier's speculative fiction novel, Dragon Fruit. Steeped in Pacific Islander lore and culture, Lushier's romantic fantasy adventure uses vivid imagery to build a fantastical world that includes the matriarchal nation of Tamarind. Compelling characters will steal your heart, some just to break it, while they explore self-discovery, sacrifice, and second chances. Oh, plus there are mystical oceans filled with spectacular sea dragons whose eggs, known as dragon fruit, can grant you your greatest desire. But at what cost? Prepare yourself for the journey of a lifetime alongside 17-year-old Hanale, whose life has been one of survival and bearing the inner and outer scars of the price of dragon fruit. As a young girl, Hanale had been the grown princess's page when they were both poisoned in an act of treason. Tamarin possessed a single dragon fruit as the only chance for a cure, and it was intended for the princess. However, Hanale's father turned traitor to the crown to save Hanale's life, stole the only dragon fruit, and they fled Tamarind. It was while on the run with a young, healing Hanale that he paid the dragon fruit's price with his own life. About 8 years later, a twist of fate brings Hanale, now a student and protector of sea dragons, back to Tamarind to help the cursed princess's son and her former childhood friend, Prince Sam, find another dragon fruit to save his mother, who is cursed in an ageless sleep. As the pair of long-lost friends embark on a journey of self-discovery filled with action, betrayal, grief, and hope, they find themselves falling in love with each other. Sam, who must marry to continue his family's line in the matriarchy, has many difficult choices to face as he balances his sense of duty to his country, desire to save his mother, and love for Hanale. All the while, Hanale is facing an internal battle with her strong set of values, as she must decide between allowing Sam to kill a sea dragon and pay the often deadly price in exchange for saving his mother, or risking her newfound home, family, and love to protect both the sea dragons and Sam while allowing Sam's mother, the princess, to remain poisoned. Lushier's intricate, plot-driven, speculative fiction novel Dragon Fruit will take you on a magical journey with an unpredictable ending. After all, Can someone truly ever save everyone, have their desires fulfilled, and face no consequences? Did you see that? The dragon fruit. It just moved. Oh no. Quick, we better turn the page. Dearest readers, I hope these tales full of consequences steeped in deadly sacrifices, sorrowful losses, and losing one's soul to the monster within have taught you that all wishes demand a price. The next time you reach for a book, if you're in the mood for a gothic romance about dreams, desires, and macabre plot twists, then look no further than Dana Schwartz's historical fiction novel, Anatomy, a Love Story. If you'd rather an action-packed, character-driven plot plagued with curses from traditional Japanese culture and lore, then be sure to grab Gege Akutami's shonen manga Jujutsu Kaisen, Volume 1. Now, if you are hearing the Song of the Sea Dragons, then you should head over to the speculative fiction section for Makia Lushier's Pacific Islands culture-based novel Dragonfruit, to enter an intricately detailed world where the outcomes of life and death are dependent upon lost friends to lovers deciding what or who they are willing to sacrifice to make their desires come true. Oh, and the next time you make a wish, be sure to think about Hazel and Jack, Yuji, Hanale, and Sam to consider if you're willing to pay the inevitable price for your desires. See you next time as we turn the page on this journey of page turners with Mrs. Kennedy, and happy wishing.